Bullets clinked and clanked onto the mechanical arm, causing its durability to plummet. A bullet found its mark, hitting Han Xiao in his shoulder and doing 16 damage, dyeing his shirt with blood. However, all it did was give Han Xiao an itch. Han Xiao's pain tolerance was extremely high, and his solid muscles halted the bullet. Han Xiao smashed the mechanical arm into one of the thug's chest. One loud thud, and he exploded on the spot. He then proceeded to yank the other poor thug up to use as a meat shield against the 4 thugs who had gotten back up and were firing at him. Gathering all his strength, Han Xiao ripped out the door from its bolts and threw it at them before running out. "Chase!" barked Raccoon. Dozens of thugs throughout the entire junkyard were alerted by the gunshots and they were rushing over to help. Kuro Junkyard was Raccoon's main base, and Han Xiao had to tread carefully to avoid being surrounded. He looted a gun from one of the thugs he encountered, which made things easier for him. With his fast reflexes, as well as basic shooting and precise aim to help auto-correct his shots, Han Xiao was able to always have the edge against the thugs in the battle of guns. If he encountered a group of them, he would tumble and duck and fire lethal shots as he evaded. The only limitation that he faced was ammo, so he would loot their magazines after each wave. The trail that Han Xiao left behind was bloody and littered with corpses, and Raccoon could hardly believe what he was seeing. Han Xiao had effortlessly taken out over 20 of his men single-handedly. However, there were indeed way too many thugs converging on Han Xiao, making it hard for him to take the initiative. Han Xiao hid behind the vehicle frame of a scrap sedan as dozens of guns were fired in his direction, their muzzle flashes lighting up the night. The bullet storm was deafening, making it hard for Han Xiao to even hear his own breath, and it was extremely difficult to return fire. Good thing that this is my territory. No matter what, he can't possibly make it out of this alone. Raccoon was seething with rage. I will make him regret ever being born. Suddenly, something unexpected occurred. Bang 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 bang. A submachine gun was being fired from the side of the battlefield. The thugs began dropping in numbers as their screams filled the air. Beasting Squad was entering the fray. Under the guise of nightfall, they instantly overwhelmed Raccoon's inexperienced thugs. Where did these mercenaries come from? Raccoon was scared shitless. Are they after me? However, the mercenaries suddenly changed direction and advanced towards Han Xiao instead, ignoring him. These mercenaries are after him. Raccoon stared at the unfolding events in disbelief. As a villain himself, he understood the simple fact that the stronger a person was, the stronger his enemies. The fact that these mercenaries were willing to risk exposing themselves in the capital to go after Han Xiao meant that Han Xiao must not have been an ordinary person. He thought back to Han Xiao's words. Why don't you try checking the underworld network to see the latest bounties? He wasn't just talking big. Who exactly is he? That's the sound of submachine guns. His mission target had appeared. Han Xiao was able to sniff out the Beasting Squad's location from their muzzle flashes. 300 m to the west, 6 people, 6 submachine guns. Han Xiao rapidly performed calculations in his head. The enemy's firepower was overwhelming. It would be unwise to meet them head-on. Lucky, I came prepared with my trusty rover. Han Xiao sighed in relief. He whipped out the touchscreen remote control that he had created for Rover 1. When activated, the rover's visual feed would appear on the screen. However, the display was currently reading out of range. Han Xiao had to get to within 50 m of the rover to activate it. Steeling himself, Han Xiao stood up and began to run back along his original path. He was instantly assaulted by submachine gun fire. Han Xiao made use of the heaps of scrap and junk to duck and take cover, advancing through the rain of bullets. Damn it! There's so much cover for him here, cursed a long-haired Beasting Squad member as he reloaded. He's faster than a bloody rabbit. Although their original plan had been to assassinate Han Xiao, they had decided to take advantage of the ongoing fight between him and Raccoon to mask their intentions. He's already exhausted. Go in for the kill. Kelly shouted out. After the earlier bloodbath, all of Raccoon's men were either dead or had lost all morale and were unable to fight. Seeing Han Xiao running so desperately emboldened the bee-sting squad, and they gave chase. While he ran, Han Xiao suddenly sensed danger and ducked down. A bullet narrowly missed him, severing a strand of his hair. After sliding under 2 more scrap cars, he finally came in range with the rover. Connection successful. Activate. In the resting area, amidst debris and dust, the cloth cover on the push trolley suddenly began to vibrate, and 2 red lights appeared from beneath it. The rover's eyes. The rover's engine started to whirl, and its wheels began to rotate as Han Xiao piloted it out of the resting area. At this point of time, the bee-sting squad had come extremely close to Han Xiao. Rover 1's defenses were not strong enough to take on the collective fire of 6 submachine guns, so it would be too risky to send him in head-on. The sole edge that Han Xiao had over them was the element of surprise, as they would never imagine him to have a robot as a reinforcement. Han Xiao surveyed his surroundings to find a suitable spot for an ambush. He found 2 scrap cars along the bee-sting squad's path that were angled in such a way that the bend they formed provided a spot of concealment. Han Xiao piloted the rover to hide inside the bend. The noise from Rover 1's engine was masked by the ongoing chaos, and only Kelly suspected that something was off. The instinct that he had acquired from surviving through numerous life and death encounters told him so. Pausing, he said to his team, "Something doesn't feel right here." "What did you find?" asked the long-haired man. "That's the thing, I don't see anything." "Well, it can't be. The target is already cornered. He's dead meat." At this exact moment, his squad entered Rover 1's shooting range, and Han Xiao was quick with the command. Do 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 do. Hell rained upon them from Rover 1's fingers. The entire squad was wiped out on the spot. "Your machine, Rover 1, tank style, has killed a mercenary. You have gained 800 EXP. Your machine, Rover 1, tank style, has killed a mercenary. You have gained 800 EXP. Your machine, Rover 1, tank style, has killed a mercenary. You have gained 800 EXP.